out how to say this stuff without getting in my feelings. And until I do that, I ain't gonna talk about it. But it's a lot gotta change. It's a radar that's messed up. I mean, it's a radar somebody hiding. It's some long that's addresses messed up. There's some addresses messed up. There's somebody hidden, bro. There's a giant hidden. It's a exorcist hidden somewhere. Somebody hidden, bro. They got some gifts, but somebody's giving energy to the wrong people. Somebody's stealing energy, and I gotta calm down. I've been taking me some days to sit here and think about all this stuff, and it's awful. Like I said, somebody is swapping energy. Somebody is destined swapping energy, and we don't need to know the recipe. And that's another thing. That's what I'm saying. That's why I can't talk right. That's why I can't get no information. But we don't need to know the recipe, because even more people gonna destiny swap folks. But it's something going wrong. It's something that done went wrong, and it needs to be fixed. Cause like I said, let's say my ex is trying to get something for my son, and it belonged to an inheritance, belonged to this family, but she trying to get it for my son, and that inheritance comes with, and really the main inheritance is not physical, it's spiritual. So you're talking about molecules. So if her tree ain't from my tree, she gonna send that. Of course she ain't gonna get it to my son like she's supposed to, and my son ain't gonna be able to bring it back to this family. That inheritance always stays in the family. It's like somebody trying to clean out my whole family, and they utilizing my family to do it. And they doing it for money, but it's bigger than money. It's bigger than money. It's bigger than money, man. It's genetics, and it's almost like somebody either accidentally trying to take out a whole tree, or somebody is taking out a whole tree, and they just don't want to own up to it, whatever all this is. And they keep saying it's a hell of an imagination, but I can prove it though, so it can't be too much of imagination. So with that being said, like I said, it's a shift in energy dramatically, and I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it, one, for getting in my feelings. I can't talk about it for two, because I can't give too much information. I don't know what to say about it. But I can tell you this, y'all gotta fix that radar, y'all gotta fix these addresses, y'all gotta fix this energy. I get it, y'all trying to dodge jail and all that, but it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. It's warping energy, bro. Like I said, you can imagine Adam and Eve having a child, and Adam and Eve consuming the child. The child consumed Adam and Eve. What I mean, but I ain't talking about no disturbing, sick, dark, sinister stuff. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about natural incarnations. When you naturally incarnate, all y'all like that. We all like this. Your child is consuming you. That's what the Zeus story was about. Zeus was eating the kid. It wasn't literal like that, but it was literal like that. Zeus warped the energy, warped the addresses, and was consuming the kids. Molecules consuming the kid, and the kids felt like we gotta kill Zeus because Zeus keep taking us out. Zeus keep taking us out. So that's what it's about. And this is what's been going on in my head. And it's like everybody else is like, well, you know, they doing this and they doing. I can care less what everybody doing. I feel like I did a great and outstanding job with just God, and still moving forward, just me and God. I'm cool with all that. I don't care nothing about, honestly, I don't care nothing about the money. And I don't care nothing about what y'all got going on. And I don't even know who been competing with me, because I've been in this box by myself, striving by myself with just God. I don't even know what y'all talking about. But besides all that, I gotta calm down, because I'm trying to figure out how to say this stuff, because this deep. Cause I know everything now. I know what happened. I know how it happened and why it's happening. And I'm telling y'all gonna have to at least fix this energy. There's relics, bad relics helping ruins. Relics can be a tool, a device, and it's a tool and a device too. But relics can also be 13 card readers. And y'all helping bad ruins, bro. Y'all helping ruins. You know what I'm saying? Look at the incarnation again. You know what I'm saying? The kids is consuming, in any family, the kids is consuming you to keep the lineage living on. To keep your whatever you was built to do here. If you don't do that here, whatever God put you here to do, your child gonna do it for you. Your child gonna do it for you. That's why it says the sins of your parents roll on to the kids. Well, it's a little deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? It's like your child, whatever God put you here to do, God might have not didn't put you here to be a doctor. Well, maybe he did. God might have not put you here to be a basketball player. Maybe he did. But at the end of the day, what actually did God put you here to do? Did you get to that? Like MJ. MJ didn't make it to that. Maybe didn't make it to that. So Michael Jackson incarnated back. You know what I'm saying? Through somebody else. That person got to do that part. That, whatever God built you for, that's where the 171 incarnations come from. And it's like the other past lifetime enemies that's after you are seeing to it. Look at it. Look at all of us. The people that you don't understand why these people keep bothering you and attacking, their past lifetime enemies, making sure that you don't go into your purpose. And I'm telling you, bro, I want to get in deep with this chakra stuff, but every time I get into that, I get into my emotion. Because the way high priests and high priests are built together, they feel each other, they feed each other, they separated them. And that's why one lose and one gain, or both lose. Both really lose. Let's say you're a female and you feed it and you drain it. You only give it to people, they're not giving it back to you though. They treat you like a slave. They treat you like a slave. I'm gonna try to do this, man. I've been trying to figure out how I can tell it without telling it. Cause I don't want to put no names in it. I know everybody's name. It's everybody going to spiritual court for this. I thought it was physical court, but it's spiritual court. I thought it was physical court, but it's spiritual court. Man, God, we going, all of us is in court. I'm talking about new energy supposed to have been lovers that's supposed to came, lover, past lover, everybody. Old high school, junior high people, everybody is in spiritual court for this situation, bro. We all are. And okay, let's say like you got the oil. That oil thing is warping energy. Y'all need oil. Let's say I got a pour on the portal and let's say Bush Rod Flame, whatever. They with somebody else and they need help with the portal. Okay, well, that's what they need the oil for. Now I say, oh, one hell of imagine that. Well, you know, let's look at it in the physical. Let's bring it back from the spiritual to the physical. You need all to pretend like you mean to live as me. Okay? Oh, boy, spoiled. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, you're doing that. Okay, but by doing that, we're warping energy again. We're warping energy again, doing that. Because if I give you that all, that shifts the genetics swing, bro. And it's like the genetics. Now this could be assumption. This could be a guess. But it's like the genetics start consuming the opposite. And that's why the energy shift. So instead of the child consuming the kid, the parents is consuming the child. How could you incarnate back that way? It's something to think about. Hell of imagination. Yeah, but I got proof for it though. I got proof. I can tell you something in this living room, and I can take you outside and show you how it's affecting the nature. That's why them goats are running around in the same circle. As soon as the goats started running around in the same circle, jail started having people walk in the same circle. Then the prison was walking in the same circle. Why is that? something that need to be paid attention to by all of us. And I need to work on my cussing. I'm over here cussing, getting in my feelings. I don't cuss much. I don't like to cuss though. A person don't cuss because they ain't got the words to say. But I've been getting in my emotion, boy. Cause it's so, I see it, bro, and I'm like, why these people don't see it? They do see it, but they letting the money blind them. They see it, but they letting the money blind them. They letting the money keep them disoriented. They ain't getting it, bro. And I can't talk. I do one little thing, they start descending me. They start cleaning my sight off and everything. They don't want me to even speak. Well, we can't ever evolve if they can't, you know, I don't even want to speak. I done got to the point I don't want to speak neither. So we you know, we mutual when it comes to that. But it's still gotta be said. It's gotta be said. It's gotta be paid attention to. We gotta focus on it. We gotta figure out how to fix this. Somebody warped energy. Now this is what I'm gonna say instead of saying names. You got a radar out there, you got a tool out there, you got a relic out there, you got addresses warped, and you can even feed people. You got a group of people who can sit there, and while I do that test and it helps them out, you can't do that with everybody. You can't do that with a high priest and high priestess. Y'all been doing this for centuries, probably. You can't do that with certain people, though. Somehow it's warping the energy even more. Possibly what's making the sun hotter and what's making the weather off so much. So we gotta start paying attention to this. This is vitally important, bro. You can't just warp energy like this. But y'all got a radar out there, and you know, I be looking at this, I be like, what is this stuff? Radar can be a human. I don't know. It could be the opposite of somebody. I don't know. But like I said, when you got an opposite, a flame and a twin, a flame and a high priest, they feed each other. Let's say one go over here, they feed this person. And you know what I'm saying? They fuel this person. One gives and one receives. One gives and one receives. They got to be together. They offset each other. They're counterparts to each other. Perfectly balanced. Y'all push them this way, and then y'all over there shaking each other's hand. I saw two of my homies. Not well, y'all ain't my homie, but somebody I used to kick it with, associates. Two of y'all, and y'all like, yeah, I see you doing it too, yeah. And you know what? I used to wonder why y'all, when we were younger, how y'all used to know who was this and who was that, and y'all was the fellas, part of the fellas. Y'all, now I know that y'all part of these little covenants. And I'm telling y'all can't keep doing that. Because when a high priest and a high priest, I read this somewhere, I wish I remember the book I read it in. It could have been, the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah. It might have been the Kabbalah. I had 2 Kabbalah books. It might have been that. But I remember, man, hearing what they said, like when high priests and high priestess come together, their energy fills the earth properly. Balance out the earth properly, like the atmosphere, the eco and all that. It does something. It does. Somebody figure this out and purposely put them in the wrong direction. So that's how you knew if you put one in the a situation like you gotta do the test like me, and y'all sit somewhere and say, yeah, we healing. Man, that ain't of God though. That ain't of God though. That's perverse when it comes down God way. And okay, so what do I mean by that? What I mean by that, say you got a child with counsel. Just from, and y'all could be clear across the world, but just from these high priests and high priestesses being together and being in the right relationship together, that child might mysteriously get healed. This is how God worked through all of us. Somebody is purposely warping the energy, and maybe it's supposed to be that way to activate revelation. Who knows? It would be smart to do that. I know I'm a little rusty, y'all, because I ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling it at all. Not at all. Because I got my own battles. I got my own water fight all the time, 24 hours a day, morning, night, and day. Every day. Dark and the light. And there ain't nobody here to help me but God. But I'm telling you, this is something that need to be resolved, and this is something that the people need to come together and start paying attention to seriously. Because that's why kings and queens in other countries don't play that role. I bet you if you go and study or even just listen to them and say, why y'all ain't doing it like that, they gonna say, this is what he's saying. It messes up the energy bad. It's almost like a body's being left behind somebody that did something crazy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get into that, because then you're gonna be like, what are you talking about? I ain't gonna get into that though, that'd be messed up. But they get it, the street people get it. They get what I'm trying to say. It's like y'all got a lot of bodies behind y'all. Y'all don't care, you just want the money, man. But y'all need to stop and pay attention. If something ain't right. Because even if I wanted to give you the test and say, I just give them the money already. I ain't got nobody, just give them the money. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work because it's doing something ain't right. Something off. It's not gonna work. So I tried it just to see if but y'all got it set up to where you want me to do it forever. Now, that ain't gonna work. I ain't gonna do that nothing. You gonna make me do it forever. What you gonna do, kill me? You already done put me in a situation in my whole life where I already pretty much was a walking dead. What you gonna do? Actually successfully kill me? Man, go on somewhere. Oh, what you gonna do? You gonna take my chalk, you gonna take my root chalk and get somebody else? You gonna put me in the refrigerator? You gonna put me on your restaurant list? What you gonna do that you ain't already done and that you ain't already been doing? I ain't gotta do your test. I ain't gotta do nothing you tell me to do. I'm studying and observing exactly what I've been doing. I don't know who y'all got in your little monitor and the little thing that you copying and pasting and editing and making it look like I'm constantly whatever. The energy they ain't adding up though, is it? It ain't even traversing. I don't know what y'all got going on, but I've been realizing the crash in that test, and it's no good. I'm telling you, because y'all got real high priests and high priestesses and angels, and you over there studying them like they are guinea pigs in a lab somewhere. And God got us all in court for it, just for participating. Like I said earlier, God be like, allowing. That's what he say to me. Allow the turkey. That's what he say. Go look up when somebody call you turkey, what it means. Allowing. Basically, I'm allowing y'all to humiliate me, brutalize me, mutilize me. Mutilate me. Can't keep going down that road. And y'all got me set up to do it forever, right? No, that's groups like y'all are legally able to sacrifice people. You can't never put nobody in no situation where you tell them they gonna do that forever. Why is it these days whoever they leave the inheritance money to are the ones that gotta be trapped like this? The ones that you treat like a handicap, the ones you put in a handicapped position. I done seen people give people pills, medicine, and make people handicapped. Why is it always the inherited baby that you put in these situations that you just decapitate them and you sacrifice them? I seen some great people in my life, man. That's hard workers, great workers, good people that's been decapitated and sacrificed, and y'all put them in this situation because it's 8 billion people out here, ain't no jobs, and it's like they got it's like half of 8 billion people got this plan, got this cult, organization, covenant stuff like, yeah, we're gonna sacrifice one person for the sake of many, and bro, y'all choosing to sacrifice people of the light. I don't know where to start with y'all. I don't know if you even trying to start fixing anything. The last time I checked though, you ain't able to fix nothing always staying on social media 24 hours a day. You gotta put some footwork in. You gotta get your hands dirty. A man that think with no hands can't build. A man that think like a man with no hands can't build. don't even feel it.